This is a Swede Speaks.
Yesterday, US President Donald Trump met with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Helsinki, Finland. President Trump declared at the joint press conference that the relationship between the United States of America and Russia had never been worse, but that they improved when he met President Putin. Presidents Putin and Trump both said that they had disagreements over some policies, but that they would discuss these things. Of course, Democrats aren't happy, some Republicans aren't happy, and the mainstream media isn't happy either. We will talk about this today. But before we do that, let me just say that this is my day job. I put in 40 hours per week, roughly, to produce videos, articles and live streams in hope to inform, discuss and connect. So a big thank you to everyone who supports this work. And if you like what I do, if you think what I do is important and if you want me to continue doing so, please consider sending me $1 or $2, or 10 or 100. That's always greatly appreciated. Check the box under this video for information about how to donate. Now, let's talk about Trump, Putin and the reactions. So, President Trump has been doing a European tour recently. Highlights have included meeting with NATO in Brussels, a visit to the UK, and most recently, the Trump-Putin Helsinki summit. Trump and Putin sat down for 2 hours and came out having a better relationship than before. This means that the United States and Russia came out of that meeting having a better relationship, including some honest disagreements. So that's good, right? Because let's say that Trump had gone to Helsinki and had come out having a worse relationship with the Russian president, saying that no matter what, he wouldn't talk to the Russian leader, that war would be preferable. Would he then be labeled a warmonger? So let's talk about the reactions. Republican Senator from Arizona, John McCain, tweeted that, quote, "Today's press conference in Helsinki was one of the most disgraceful performances by an American president in memory. The damage inflicted by Trump's naivete, egotism, false equivalence and sympathy for autocrats is difficult to calculate. But it is clear that the summit in Helsinki was a tragic mistake." Close quote. I'm not surprised by McCain's reaction, not at all. What about other reactions? The CNN says that, quote, "Trump caved spectacularly to Putin," close quote. In other headlines, Trump is called treasonous and Putin's poodle. The New York Daily News front page had the headline, "Open Treason." Senator Chuck Schumer of New York, the Democratic leader, demands action, calling for increased sanctions on Russia. Schumer also demanded that President Trump's national security team testify before Congress, and Schumer also said that, quote, "In the entire history of our country, Americans have never seen a president of the United States support an adversary the way President Trump has supported President Putin," close quote. Schumer seems to have forgotten how Democrat Franklin D. Roosevelt was very friendly with Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin. Anyway, they don't seem to be happy at all. So what do they want? The McCains, the Schumers and the mainstream media of the world. What do they want? Do they want Trump and Putin not to meet, not to discuss, not to make deals, and to disagree when necessary? Don't they want the world's military superpowers to get along, to try to mend a problematic relationship? Do they want war? Let's say that the United States and Russia would go to war. Would they be happy then? Or would they instead label President Trump as a warmonger who sent Americans and others to die for the wrong reasons? Or is it just about the same old, whatever Trump does, we are going to oppose him and smear him anyway? This is how I see it. I don't trust Russia. Actually, I don't trust any government because power corrupts. However, I think that countries need to get along, to a certain degree. Getting along with Nazi Germany or the Islamic State? No, they were or are evil regimes that must be fought. But when it comes to Russia, it is better to have a working relationship with Russia than to have an open conflict. So I say, good job, Mr. President. And I was listening to the press conference. The mainstream media went on about the Russia collusion in the 2016 presidential election. Apparently, they now claim some evidence from the FBI. Well, to be honest, I don't know exactly what happened, but this narrative is getting old. I will tell you what I said on election night when Trump's win was in and people started talking about how Russia won the US presidential election. I said, sarcastically, okay, so Russia won. At least Saudi Arabia lost. As you may know, Saudi Arabia had been giving money to the Clinton Foundation. But hey, all countries try to meddle with other countries' business. Let's say Russia meddled with the 2016 election. Don't you think they have meddled with elections before? In the United States and elsewhere? Who do you think funded the Communist Party in the United States? Or the Communist Party in Sweden? And isn't it funny how the left changed sides? They used to defend Russia back in the day, when it was the Soviet Union, and they couldn't stand President Ronald Reagan for taking a harsh stance against the Soviets. But Reagan talked to the Soviet Union, and the Berlin Wall came down. What was the left, or what has the left and the mainstream media ever achieved? Don't they always tend to back the wrong countries and the wrong leaders? They will never be happy. That's just the way it is. But I'm happy about Trump and Putin getting along. I think the world is now a little safer than it was. I'm happy that they might work together against the Islamic State. So from me you will get 3 cheers for President Trump. God bless Trump, God bless America, and God bless Finland for hosting this meeting. And God bless those Finns who came out in support of President Trump when he landed in Finland late a few days ago. And that's what I have to say about this right now. As I said, this is my day job, and I would like to thank everyone who supports my work. Thank you very much. If you like what I do, if you think what I do is important, and if you think that I should continue doing what I do, please consider sending me $1 or $2, or 10, or 100. That's always appreciated. Also, please like, share, subscribe, send my videos to friends and family, and keep me in your prayers. And check out my live stream on Saturday at 1 PM Pacific Time, 2 PM Mountain Time, 3 PM Central Time, 4 PM Eastern Time, 9 PM Western European Time, 10 PM Central European Time, 11 PM Eastern European Time, and midnight further Eastern European Time. So, until next time, have a nice day and God bless.